Hello and welcome back to the Mission YouTube channel. Today I'm joined again by Andy Cornwall, who runs the Mission Precision Fittings, where you can get your dart fitted to your needs. Now, there's different grips, Andy, on darts, and someone might not be able to travel to a Precision, or they may be booked in the future, and I'm just trying to look for something to sort of self-diagnose the issue. There's so many different grips, and I mean, where do you start?
That's a really good question. Yeah, where do you start? Do you start at that end where we're talking smooth grip level 1, or do you start at that end where we're talking razor grip 10 out of 10? You know, where do you start?
So what does the grip first of all do? Is it just personal preference, or does it actually affect how it comes out the hand?
Yeah, it's going to affect how you come out your hands. It is dependent on your grip, of course, and really, for me, I've always needed a dart with lots of grip. I release from my thumb, I almost flick my wrist a little bit, and I rely on that grip on my thumb so I can feel it there to really release the dart.
So, first of all, let's talk about extremes. This one is nothing. It's as smooth as it comes. What can you tell me about the grip on that dart?
Well, first of all, it reminds me of the old Terry Jenkins. I don't know if you remember the bull. He liked a smooth dart, I know that. I mean, when we pick this up, there's nothing there. There's absolutely nothing. So you're going to need to be what we call an arm thrower. You're not going to be reliant on your wrist to throw this at all. There's nothing going on that. There's nowhere either to feel for your grip. So every time you pick that up, you're going to have to be reliant on your own personal judgment of getting it gripped in the same place every time.
And we tend to find that, don't we? Like people like reference points, some people have scallops. Would you say maybe sometimes when we've got different colour patterns, like in this one, that actually that's a reference point for people?
Yeah, you will find that some people will actually set the dart in their hand before they go to throw it. So they may be, you know, if they're a rear gripper and they've got their thumb on the black part of that barrel, they may pick it up like that, ready to throw. So that's the reference point for them. If you go to like a scallop dart, like this one we've got here, now your thumb is just going to sit in that scallop. So every time you pick up that dart, your thumb is instantly going to feel for the scallop and go straight into it.
Is that the main reason for grip patterns then, for the feeling that people can get without having to look?
Yeah, I think so. It is nice to put a dart in your hand and each time know you're going back to the same place. I mean, we've got so many different patterns here. Maybe are some of them patterns for the sake of being patterns. What I find interesting is when we look at a dart like this that has lots of grip at the front, lots of grip at the back, and actually none in the middle. So you've really got to decide where you're going to hold that before you throw it.
I've gone to various locations and picked up different darts, and some of them almost hurt my fingers because of how aggressive those grips are. I'm guessing that's down that end.
It is, Matt. Yeah, let's pop this one over to you. This is definitely a level 10. This is a razor grip, and what they've actually done as well is almost reverse razored it as well. So if you run your fingernail up and down that,
I don't even like the way it feels.
Yeah, no, it's very aggressive dart and not for everybody, that one.
See, I'm no equipment expert, Andy, which is why I've got you here for this one. And when I look at a dart barrel, for me, it's all about the length. The grip's just the grip. But what you're telling me today is actually, it's quite referencey. So if I was a beginner player, and I've just logged onto the internet, and I've gone, I need to go get myself a new set of darts, what do I need to be looking for?
Yeah, I'd sort of go somewhere in the middle. Most places now, they'll have a grip pattern rating out of 10 or something like that, and if you can aim for a 5, it's neither going to be very aggressive nor slippy, and then from that hopefully be able to gauge yourself, how is that dart coming? Does it feel like it's slipping? If it's slipping, it's maybe a little bit towards the end of not having enough grip for you. If you feel like, oh my goodness, I can't let go of the dart, it's stuck in my hands, then you've gone a little bit too far this way and you need to go with a little bit less grip.
Is there any way of checking or monitoring that to make sure you've got it right at home?
Yeah, I mean, other than trying 1,000 sets at home, your best bet is to come for a fitting. Obviously, it is going to be a trial and error of keep going up and down until you find something. I like to say to people, you know, decide where you are gripping and make sure you grip in the same place each time. That way, when you do get a dart, and let's take this one again as an example, if you're gripping it on the grip every time, then after a few throws, you should be able to tell whether that's coming out of your hand right or not.
a bit of a minefield when you look at grips. There's so many, but it seems to be very personal to where you grip your dart.